Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm here with Miss Jocelyn Koo, one of the directors in the fourth annual International Her Vision Film Festival. She has submitted a lovely and unique film called Only the Lovers. So with that, I'll just ask you, Jocelyn, to introduce yourself a bit more. Tell us about your background. How did we get to this point today? Um, Take the floor, please.
Yeah. So I studied film directing in Korea, and I wanted to come to America. There's more diverse audience, just more people. So I wanted to come and learn filmmaking. I went to USC graduate school and made this film as a school project.
Wow. Very impressive because there's a lot there. I find it so courageous. I admire your courage leaving another country to pursue your dreams, right? That's not an easy thing. I'm sure you must have left behind a life you were used to, family, friends.
Yeah, that is true.
So, what went into that decision? How did you find the courage to do all that?
Um, I don't know. I thought I thought I so I was getting a little bit older, and in Korea I wanted to maybe do something else than directing, because directing is an exhausting thing, as all the film crew are. So I wanted to do post at first. And in Korea, there's this, the age is very important. So at that point, I couldn't start um, from being an assistant, because they won't let me do an assistant, because they would feel a more pressure to have a more older person. So I initially came to USC to do study post. I wanted to do sound, but sound is tricky. And it's one thing led to another, and I kind of studied more about editing. And while doing that, I still write and direct, try to direct. Think
That's brilliant. Yeah, thank you for that insight. See, we don't know, I think people in the States wouldn't have any idea that Korea was kind of locked in that way in terms of that's a bit of ageism. So yeah, thank you for bringing that piece of information to the world and just, I hope other people can learn from your strength. And I hope, that kind of thinking gets, dispelled in Korea because it's a shame, some people find their passion, later on in life. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Some people might have not had the opportunity to follow their passion, because of financial or family obligations
mm,
until they reach a certain point, right? So it's very discouraging to cut people off like that. Yeah. So again, I admire you for that. I also have to say, I think your movie is very unique in the fact that we kind of have this theme of like, an apocalyptic backdrop, but there's also the LGBTQ factor involved. I think that's very unique. I hadn't seen that done before, this kind of mixing of genre, relationship. I haven't, and at least in anything in my memory that I've seen. So I'd like to ask, where did that idea stem from? If you don't mind explaining that.
I think I thought about how I wanted to talk about a uh older um lesbians that may be having a hard time coming out. It is especially if um they're from Midwest. I feel like I have no idea what everyone's life is, but I feel like it would be a little bit more challenging for them to come out than people in my age, because they might have a family, they might have kids, they will have to uh leave more things when they go through that challenge. So that was the start of the, I think, thought. And I thought, the thing I thought was, it takes a world to end for someone to come out. So it's that much courage is needed for a person to make a choice, is what.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nicely said, very nicely put. Yes, we sometimes, we're backed into a corner, and that's when we're finally, it's funny because I'm noticing parallels from your own life in your film. I'm sure it must be very difficult in Korea. I don't know, or maybe that's something I don't know. For lesbians to come out, I imagine it must be, they might get more backlash there than
Yeah.
they would. Yeah. Could you go into that? Did you witness anything like that in Korea? Um, like what's the acceptance level, let's say, for people who are either lesbian or gay males? What's the atmosphere, the acceptance level like in Korea? I just find it interesting.
Mm.
If you could explain a little bit about that, please.
I think it is definitely more difficult because Korea is more conservative than America. Um, we have developed really quickly, and the economy grew very quickly. But our, I think, values and thoughts weren't as quickly following up. Like, for example, Korea has kind of one race. And also we don't have gay marriage legalized. So I just remember there was one documentary that had an older lesbian couple. They were openly kind of, yeah, they made a documentary. So they're openly uh, their identity was open, and that was such a rare thing that people made a documentary. So I think that would be kind of the example that I could give. But Korea is changing a lot. So yeah, it's getting a more yeah.
Accepting.
Yes, yes, accepting. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Interesting. Yeah, no, interesting. Again, I just believe this, your film was beautifully made. Do you find the education that you've received in editing like really helps, like setting up your shots, really informs your story, kind of like your editing as you go. If you'd like to talk a bit about that.
I think it helped enormously learning about editing, because when I was just directing, I wanted every take to be perfect, which is not possible. So I would try to make the take better in the same way and not having a lot of options. And I thought the movie kind of is made on set, but now I know, I I, I learned that Post is very important, and you can change a lot in post. So having more options and not being too perfectionist on set and being more open of other possibilities, like talking to actors, having more options on the angles. Those kind of, I think, made my directing style, if I have one, a little bit different.
Wow, yeah, yeah, no, it really, I love, even the cinematography was great. This is such a wonderful,
Maddie,
yeah, a wonderful movie. Yeah, yeah. How did that go? I'm always curious about that. I might have asked other people before. I'm always curious about the conversation between cinematographer and director. Because I don't know, like, was it very like fluid and easy for you to get along? Um,
oh,
yeah, if you'd like to
yes.
talk a bit about that, please.
Yeah. So my cinematographer is Matty. And he went to the same school, and we met on a set, I think. And he has a great personality. He's very devoted, and he was passionate about this project. So even though we had little time to prepare, little time to shoot, and a lot of pages to shoot every day, he was very supportive. And I think that is a great collaboration. Thank you, Mati. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, well done. Yeah, the light was beautifully captured. In certain scenes it's really illuminated and beautiful, and yeah, and the outdoor scenes too. Yeah, really, really lovely film. I'm always curious with shorts too. Do you see it going to feature? Or did you do it like, this is your calling card to get out to festivals to show producers? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking with this project right now?
Yeah, I think having a US portfolio is great because I have something that shows that I was in America for a few years. And I would love to make it a feature or go to film festivals and do the stuff, but um always when I make a movie, I try not to think about what my plans after completing it, because it's just making a good thing movie is, I think, that is always in the, yeah, front of my mind, and I always make some stuff that are personal. Yeah, so as I made Only the Lovers, I think I had some challenges that I needed to overcome, and that helped with my process. So yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Did I ask? Am I answering correctly?
Yeah, 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 yeah. No,
I
that's
am
fine.
like
No, yeah, no. Like I said, I want this to be your interview, sharing like the film festival is called, your vision, with us. So no, yeah, I appreciate that. Your forefront in your mind is just making the good, complete film, and then maybe you give yourself some breathing room and you decide your next project, or if it's going to go on. I'm also curious, was it easy, for the actors? The day, was it comfortable for them, doing a type of film where there is, a lesbian relationship? Was it something new for them? How did you guys kind of, because it could be a sensitive subject matter to some people, so I'm just curious, like, what was that like, your talks with the actors or your screening process? Um, did you find them right away? Are they fellow, members of, the school that you attended? Like, yeah, if you could walk us through that, I appreciate it.
Yes. So I auditioned. I met actresses that are willing to read for me, and I saw Sarah and Lauren and thought, yeah, they are Amy and Patricia. So yeah, but they are very, very helpful, creative, and it could be difficult having an intimate scene, um but were they were accepting of ideas. They had their own ideas, and they are great performers. So yeah, it was
Wonderful.
was a good. I don't know. I think it was overall a very good collaboration. There was no drama. Um, yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. I think we're good unless there's any advice you'd like to give to other female creatives or just creatives in general. Um, any things, any points you've picked up along the way that you found helpful for yourself. Anything you'd like to share.
Mm, I think um I think having fun is important. I didn't think that before. I thought I was always stressed and pressured, I felt. But with this project, I think I learned how to be more flexible and have more fun, I think, and be a little bit more loose about the filmmaking process at and feels like it's a professor said it's just a movie, it's not the end of the world. So I thought about that a little bit, and I'm really honored to show the movie with the film festivals. Yeah.
Honored to have you. Like I said, it was a beautiful, delicate, and really unique film. Like I said, I had never seen those two themes kind of blended before. So I appreciate your creativity and your originality on that. Yeah.
Yeah.